Jane, hi, I'm Linda Fagans, and I would like to welcome you to the Persuasive Pen podcast. Last week, I talked to you about how you could develop your persuasive skills, and I gave you a tip about the power of 3. And today, we're going to talk about the emotional heart of writing. But I'm going to start off in a way that you might say, why is she going this way? Last month was Women's History Month, and one of my favorite hero leaders, uneducated, maybe she couldn't write, but she had a powerful voice, and that was Sojourner Truth. She stood up at a conference, and she not only talked about slavery, but that early she was talking about women's rights. Mind you, she was not educated, but she had a powerful voice. Not only did she talk about the evils of slavery, but she got to the heart of the matter. And that's important. You may be women leaders in your business and various professional in the corporate structure. You have your own business. But can I tell you a secret what I'm learning? Even with all the statistics and the data, and you got to have the evidence, and I believe in that. You want to provide something else. People hear all that. But the secret is a lot of people still make decisions whether they're going to buy a product based on emotion. It's very, very subtle. So that's why it's very important to know what your audience needs, to know what the audience wants and desires, and how, whether it's a CEO. No, we're not talking about gushy, mushy, overkill, trying to be manipulative. No, we're talking about learning how to have your position accepted and then be a win-win decision by appealing not only to the logos, the evidence, the statistics, but to the emotions to get to the heart of the situation. You see, again, no overkill, no manipulation. One thing I told you that's very important, people have a misunderstanding about mixing persuasion with manipulation like the old car salesman. No, you're poised, wise women leaders, and you want to learn how to use all the tools you have to have your proposal, your memo, your request for a promotion, to become the project leader met. Anyway, you see, it's important in the business context, emotion does. Sometimes you think about business as all dry and that emotion doesn't play a part. It can. Imagine you deciding to want to have a wellness program. You come in with the statistics and how many people with this, kind of dry. But what if in your writing, you start off and you share maybe a story of one woman who went through a wellness program and how it helped her to relieve stress, or man relieve stress, and she became more effective and even helped the whole team, their morale, because they had this wellness. So not mushy, but you use storytelling, and that's applying to the emotions. Even when you're talking about gender inequity and the corporate leadership and the structured world of business, emotion is important. That's why it's important to know what your audience needs. And whatever you're going to use, whether it's going to be a story or some other information, how you're going to apply it to meet their needs. Because you just don't want logos, the whole evidence and hard statistics. You want to soften it to show the human effect. You want to connect. That's the word. Always is about your audience, not about you. I want you to remember I said that. Who are you talking to? The CEO, the stakeholders, your client. I like to make a joke about your 16-year-old, but I think we need a higher level ways of addressing them because they're going through a whole different state. But you got to know how to talk to them too. But in the business world, you need to know how to apply the emotional aspect, how it's going to benefit, how it's going to show the shared values. If you're talking about health wellness or the need for some type of workplace care for the children, you got to show the benefits of it. And then, yes, you got to show men, it may seem like, oh, that's not something they're interested in. But when they show how it can impact them and it relieves them as well, then you humanize it. You want to humanize the statistics. For instance, relate the story of a female employee who has been significantly impacted by leadership roles due to these biases. Show the impact, share the values, show the values like fairness and innovation, growth, values that business leaders hold in high regard. So you can still apply emotion, but still show those values that make us connect, that align our ideas, that make them open to want to listen to what you are proposing. So you combine hard data with personal stories to humanize the statistics, or you help your audience envision a future where gender balanced leadership drives the company to new heights. Because remember, everyone, we want emotion, but also people are very concerned about what's the bottom line. But you're going to show how by taking this action, it does drive the company to new heights. It affects the bottom line. And your tone can be showing passion and conviction, not emotional. When I say not emotional, I'm not talking about mushy or anything like this, but you're painting a vivid picture of the potential for future growth, innovation that's going to affect the bottom line. And so then when you do that, you can make a powerful call to action, because that's very important, to propose steps and how you're appealing to them emotionally to take these actions. Remember, you have not omitted some statistics, some data, some evidence, but you've just made it real and vivid for them to use effectively. Now, I want you to remember, oh, Sojourner, no, she didn't write, but she spoke. And I could just imagine, love it, her, if she could write those words down. And when we see those words written, they impact me. I hear them, but even to read them, they move me. They make me see the importance of women having the right to vote, or women being leaders in the corporate structure, women, and the whole diversity issue. And this is important, what we see is trending. So I want you to understand that emotion does play a role in business. We just got to know how to use it effectively, but we want to use it to connect with our audience. So I'm Linda Fagans, your persuasive strategist, and thank you for listening to the Persuasive Pen podcast. Have a great day.